I've gone to calling this thing the Kodiak in light of recent events. So, if you've been following my little saga here, you'll know that on the literal first shot that I took with my new Wesson Kodiak 10mm 1911, the fiber optic sight on the top, the fiber optic front sight, blew off in literally one shot. And that's a little bit disappointing when you drop $2,200. At least it was Trump money on a brand new firearm, and your front sight gets one shot out of it, and that's the end of it. So I decided to give Dan Wesson a try. I understand that things like that happen. I decided to look into their warranty department, and I sent them a quick email saying, hey, I just dropped this money on this gun, and one shot later it's broken. And I actually got a response, and it was from a Mr. Keith Lawton, who is the VP of Operations, according to his email. I would actually put a scan of the email in here, but there's a very scary warning at the end that says, Export Control Notice. The information contained in this email and or attachments may be controlled by the U.S. government. So I decided, maybe I don't need to have a scan of that. That kind of sounded like The Purge there a little bit. Sanctioned by the U.S. government. All weapons Class 4 and below have been... Boy, not too far off from hearing that, are we? We actually had an Amber Alert the other day, and that went off at the ass crack of dawn in the morning, and boy, I bet you that scared a lot of people. Anyway, wanted to give you an update on what happened. So he sent me an email, and basically this is it. It says, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your fiber optic front sight. It's very unusual to lose that on the first shot. Yeah, no kidding. And it says, I would be happy to send you out another one, which is basically what I was getting at. And but Dan Wesson is located, if we take a look here at this side of the firearm, in Norwich, New York, which I'm also in New York, and our wonderful governor has shut down the entire state for this COVID nonsense. While other states are starting to open up, the reins are starting to come off, our state has decided that it's probably going to keep us closed down until June 6th or beyond. Absolute ridiculousness. But yes, he put the offer out there to get the fiber optic to me, send out a free one, but obviously he can't because it's closed, and that's fine. I just wanted to see how he would actually handle the situation, and that's pretty nice that I wasn't too disappointed by that. Actually, in the interim, before I even got that email back, I had placed an order, because I was impatient, to two different places. Dawson Precision, they're very highly respected when it comes to buying sights, and I got this green fiber here. This is the one I actually used to replace the fiber, which I'll show you in a minute. And I got a True Glow. I got a pack of 4. Look how bright those are. Actually, a pack of 5 different replacement fibers. Apparently, in the archery community, that's another place where you might need to replace these fibers. I didn't realize it was so easy to replace. That doesn't make up for the fact that you shouldn't lose it on your first shot, but it was a relatively simple process. So let me actually show you the fiber that I replaced here. And there you can see, glowing nicely, as it should be. Hopefully this one lasts more than one shot. So basically the fiber is in a steel housing. And I'm not sure which type of sights Dan Wesson actually contracts out to get their sights, but it might be Dawson Precision anyway, because I noticed that they are counterboard, and Dawson spoke very highly on their website about being counterboard. And what that means is surrounding the sight here, it's actually drilled in a little bit, the hole, so it's not flush, it's drilled in, so when you stick the fiber through, you can melt the end of the fiber, then pull it into that little counterboard area, and it will shape itself to the size it's supposed to be. And that's the process. That's basically the process of how you go about replacing one of these. You take a fiber, which this 6-inch fiber from Dawson Precision cost me about $5 plus shipping, and I actually paid the express shipping to get it here faster. This 5-pack here costs me like $15 plus Amazon Prime shipping. So I bought these two, and like I said, I use this one. You get the fiber, you take nail clippers, and you feed the fiber through from the front. You feed it through the front sight till it's a little bit beyond the back of the front sight, and then you take a lighter, which this is actually a great chance for I recommend using a Zippo to do this, because you can actually light it and set it down and still work with both hands while the lighter remains lit. And you're going to basically like burn the end of it so it becomes a ball, almost like you're balling the end of a piece of paracord. And then once you have a soft plasticky ball, you pull it back a little bit through the sight until it goes into the counter boring here, till it's nice and flush with the end of the front sight. And then so you should have the big excess piece of fiber that you have coming out this side. This side should be flushed up. You take the nail clippers, clip the other side about right to flush with the end of the muzzle here, leaving a little bit longer than the front sight hanging out, and you burn the other end, and basically that's what it looks like. I'll show you that. Can't say that's too bad for my first ever sight replacement. And apparently, like I say, I've been told that this is something that happens for people that are like do these as race guns. I don't have too many firearms with fiber optic sights. I have a shotgun. I have my Mossberg 535 that has a fiber sight in it, and I have my Smith & Wesson Victory that has fiber optic sights in it, but I replaced that with a red dot. Still got the front, but I replaced the back with a red dot. But now that I am getting experience, it's nice to know that it is a pretty simple replacement. And I have plenty of replacement fibers for any sort of nastiness that should happen in the future. But I did want to give you a quick update here. Dan Wesson did come through. Again, I would show you their email, but warnings from the government. Keith Lawton, which I think I will put the link in the description of this video. He's actually, I'll put the link to Dan Wesson's YouTube videos in the description of this video. You can actually see him in some of those videos, and it's nice. It's nice when you get the actual VP of Operations to personally email you back. That was nice, and offer to send out the sites. But obviously, he's shut down just like the rest of New York is. I responded back to him saying, "Yeah, I know it sucks that we're shut down, and when we come back, I might go." Pay a visit out to Dan Wesson Arms, and he said, well, if you go out and pay a visit here, you're just going to see the outside of the building because we don't allow visitors. And that's fine, I understand that, but it does kind of bring up the other point of which I'm starting to be scared about here, a little side rant here. When this COVID stuff is done, and they're talking about, oh, we'll finally get the nation open again, or specifically New York, and when it opens up, things are going to be so different, and it's kind of disgusting how they're going to be. People are going to be afraid of their fellow man. What he said was, in that email was, we don't allow visitors, and especially not now, because of this COVID stuff. And that's just a little bit gross to me. I'm not saying anything about, his response being gross or anything like that. It's just the mindset that it's going to create. It's like, oh, don't be near your fellow American. It's like, come on. That's totally, stop buying into the fear. You can come up, you can shake my hand, you can French kiss me if you want. I know I'm certainly going to get a lot of takers on that. Boys, settle down. But a little gross on that. But I did get a response. It was quick. I think the email came in within like 1 or 2 days. Even being closed down, they were still checking the email. Offered to send me the free site, but couldn't because the state was shut down. And obviously being in New York as well, I can attest to that. So that's where we stand. Can't complain too much. Can't wait to get out there and shoot a little bit more. And so thumbs up for Dan Wesson's customer service. All right. Take it easy, guys.